Hello and welcome to another FPL video. Today we're going to take a look at the assistant manager chip for game week 25. We're going to include if you've already used the assistant manager chip on someone like David Moyes or Arne Slot in game week 24 and the course of action to take for game week 25 and 26. And then we're also going to take a look at those who could potentially be looking to use it this week for the first time. So you get game week 25, 26 and 27. So everything is going to be covered in this video. We are going to start it off with those who have already used the chip, so let's jump straight into it. So we are mainly focusing on David Moyes here because I think everyone who used Arne Slot in game week 24 is more than likely going to be keeping him all the way through until the end of the assistant manager chip. So if you use David Moyes, it is a consideration of potentially taking him out this week. Obviously they don't double this week, whereas Aston Villa and Liverpool do, so it looks as though it could be a good move to use a transfer and move on to a different manager. So one of the reasons why David Moyes isn't really looking as good anymore is because he doesn't have that table bonus available, which is obviously a big part, and the main reason why a lot of us did pick David Moyes in the first place. He obviously done really well with his 22 pointer in game week 24, but going forward he's got Crystal Palace away and Man United at home, none of which looks likely that there is going to be any table bonus available, so they are going to be pretty difficult games for Everton. So it looks like it would be good to move on to someone with a double game week, which gives us two options, either Arne Slot or Unai Emery. Obviously Arne Slot, I imagine if you went for Moyes in the first place, it was because you weren't the biggest fan of Arne Slot. Obviously, myself wasn't really a big believer in going for an assistant manager that didn't have too much table bonus available. Going forward, obviously the games do look pretty decent for Liverpool. Obviously a difficult one against Man City away from home. But if you wanted to go a little bit more different, obviously Unai Emery is a really nice pick for a lot cheaper as well. And you do get the opportunity of table bonus against Liverpool at home. They also have a decent fixture in game week 26 at home to Chelsea, where there is potential for table bonus depending on how the games go up until game week 26. Chelsea could sneak 5 places ahead of Aston Villa, in which case that would be a fantastic run of games for Unai Emery to pick up some table bonus in 2 out of the 3 of those matches. Now, just to give a little bit of a rundown of the expected results over the next couple of matches, obviously take this with a very slight pinch of salt. This is just the bookies' favourites for results, basically. So nothing like this is nowhere near like accurate, if that makes sense. This is just what the expected results are for the bookies. So just to kind of give an idea of what could happen based on how the results are expected to go. So for someone like Arne Slot, expected to beat Wolves, expected to beat Liverpool, expected to beat Aston Villa, and then expected to draw with Man City. Now, if those results were to go as planned, obviously they aren't going to. There would be a very low chance of that happening. Arne Slot would end up picking up 22 points over the next 2 games. So if you, for example, did have David Moyes and are using a transfer to move on to Arne Slot, that would be a 44 point assistant manager, which would be absolutely fantastic. Again, you can take a look at David Moyes as well, only with 2 matches to play. He's expected to lose against Crystal Palace and expected to draw with Man United at home, which would only give him 4 points. So it just kind of highlights how important it could be to use that transfer this week to move on to someone with a double game week. Obviously just getting that extra game alone is a big benefit. For Unai Emery, however, obviously expected to beat Ipswich. We've got a 2-0 result there. Expected to lose against Liverpool and expected to draw with Chelsea at home. Now that would give him 15 points. So that's 7 less points than Arne Slot, but obviously you could always take that gamble. Maybe picks up a draw against Liverpool, maybe picks up a win against Liverpool, maybe even a win against Chelsea, and he would, be right up there, equal with Arne Slot, maybe overtaking Arne Slot depending on how that goes, and obviously he is a lot cheaper. So at that point it's kind of, do you want to take the risk, or do you believe Aston Villa can get a result against Liverpool at home? Could they get better than a draw against Chelsea as well? If you think that risk is worth taking, then absolutely go for Unai Emery. I think Slot does look like a really nice, safe option to go for. Obviously they could end up beating Man City as well, which would result in even more points, and it would be a really good assistant manager. But again, if you've got David Moyes right now, it could be a little bit out of budget to try and move on to Arne Slot. If you haven't already activated your assistant manager and you are looking to do so, obviously you're getting the extra game week 27 out of that as well. So again, Arne Slot or Unai Emery would be your options because you do get the extra game out of it with those guys doubling. So with that added in, you're getting the Newcastle at home match for Liverpool and Crystal Palace away for Unai Emery. Nothing really too much to add. There's no table bonus available. Newcastle at home could be a bit of a difficult one for Liverpool, so maybe Arne Slot isn't the best option for you. Obviously with Unai Emery, it is the same thing that we just spoke about. You could always gamble on them picking up a result against Liverpool and getting the potential table bonus, just as Everton did in game week 24. Personally, I think if I was going to be using the assistant manager this week, I wouldn't be looking to keep any of these two for the duration of the chip. I think game week 26 could be difficult for both. The same with game week 27. So at that point, you could be looking to use a transfer after this double game week. However, with that being said, I think every other team, doesn't really have great opportunities for an assistant manager in game week 26 and game week 27. We've got the list of fixtures here, and obviously the ones highlighted in green is the ones with table bonus, in which case you've got Ipswich, who are playing against Spurs and Man United. I wouldn't really want to be backing them. You've got Newcastle, who have won against Liverpool, but again, a very difficult fixture. You'd need them to get a result away from home. Leicester have won against Brentford. I wouldn't really want to be backing Leicester. You've got Southampton. No way would I be picking Southampton sitting bottom of the league. Spurs have won against Man City. I suppose Ange could be a decent option if you would back Spurs to beat Ipswich, and then they would get a table bonus match against Man City at home. He's probably the best one available if you are looking to move on assistant manager wise in game week 26. You get one for Graham Potter against Arsenal away from home, then Wolves, Bournemouth away and Fulham at home. Could be an option, but again, wouldn't really back Wolves too much there either. So if I'm being honest, I think if you've got an assistant manager chip available, I probably would be looking to save it. I don't think there's any standout picks you can go for this week. So I think I would be looking to keep it. Maybe look towards the future double game weeks, in which case you would have game week 33. If you are maybe looking to wildcard in game week 30, which is a very popular option right now, you can fully prepare your team, have enough budget in the bank to use the assistant manager chip in game week 31, and that way you would get game week 31, game week 32 and double game week 33 for your assistant manager. It looks as though game week 36 is going to be the bigger double game week, in which case that is perfectly fine for a bench boost, so I don't think you would have to worry about using any other chips during this period. But there's 6 managers there is table bonus available in quite a few of the games. For example, Ruben Amorim at this point, 3 of his 4 opponents do give him table bonus. He could be a really nice pick. Obviously a Manchester derby at home could be similar to the likes of Everton, right up for that game, a home fixture and a derby, getting a result there. He could be a really nice one. Newcastle away, a bit more difficult, but he also gets table bonus against Bournemouth away, so there's a really nice opportunity for him to get some points. Oliver Glasner down there as well, 3 of his 4 games have table bonus available, so there is just a lot of nice picks that you can go for. I wouldn't be rushing into using the assistant manager just because it seems like it's a popular thing right now. I think there is going to be a lot more opportunities in the future, just as you can see here, to use it, and you're obviously getting a lot more of a spread of managers rather than just being stuck to Arne Slot and Unai Emery. So hopefully that gave you a bit more insight and helped you out if you were maybe looking to use the assistant manager or move on someone like David Moyes this week. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe as well if you are new, and I'll see you all in the next one.